Derek, to the untrained eye, we were talking over here, we said the defense looked really, really good today. Beat the offense quite a bit. Are our eyes correct?
And I thought the energy and effort was high on the defensive side of the ball, but let me tell you, the offense has been beating our faces. It's been that type of camp, for us early on. I mean, you look at it, these guys are battling one another. It's the day before scrimmage. You know, I tell guys all the time. I mean, you come out here, it looks good, man, but can you perform on the big stage? You know, tomorrow's the big stage. We get a chance to get after one another. But I thought overall the energy was good. Offense, defense, special teams, but you know, defense probably carried the day.
Did the rain change up the schedule a little bit, full pads, that sort of thing?
No, it didn't. I had already decided since we're scrimmaging tomorrow to push it to shells. Let's make sure, man, we try to stay up and keep guys healthy. But let's try to get crisp, and keep cracking these pads. And then all of a sudden we'll look up tomorrow and it's 4 pads. Let's go.
What does Oren Burks bring to this defense?
Well, you know, Oren right now is playing fast. He looks physical. He's running sideline to sideline. He's what I thought he'd be. Again, you know, he's grown up in this system. He understands it completely. So anytime you have veteran guys like him and Emmanuel Smith that may be new to inside backer, but really familiar with the scheme, they're making their strides. Day by day, they're getting better. Coach Marv is terrific at bringing guys from where they are to where they need to be. So with Oren right now, he just needs to keep pushing, because right now we can't worry about, you know, where we are today. We just got to make sure we dominate today.
Seems like he's the guy that everybody's looking towards on the defensive side to get them in the right spots and everything.
Yeah, you know, the reality is we've got a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball, from Nephi to Jonathan Wynn to you know, Jay Woods. You know, they all sort of feed off each other. He just happens to play middle backer, and he just happens to be coached by Chris Marv, probably one of the most demonstrative linebackers to ever line up at Vanderbilt. So what it comes down to, he's just really taking on the personality of his position coach.
Derek, what is his role? He's played safety here before. You were thinking of using him as a pass rush guy last year. He's done so many things, but what is he for you this year in this defense?
He's an inside linebacker. You know, he's got to you know, step in and play the will backers. Zach Cunningham played that position a year ago, and we know that position is a premier position in this defense. And you get a chance to play behind guys like Nephi, you know, Jonathan Wynn. Those guys are protected. The biggest thing that he's got to do is do what's asked of him. Okay, when it's fit to run, fit to run. When it's play pass coverage and match up, he'll do that. And believe me, he's done enough of it. So I really don't worry about, you know, what he can do. I'm just worried about how he does it right now.
So is his role the same, or the things that you ask him to do in that spot the same as you would ask Zach to do, or do you adjust based on who he is versus who Zach was?
Well, I think he's going to bring his own flair to that position. You know, I mean, he really is. Zach had to learn how to be a coverage guy and was so instinctive in the box. You know, Oren is a natural cover guy, okay? And when I'm watching his instincts in the box, they're getting better every day. So I think they're two different players. Our scheme doesn't change a lot, but I will adapt and call, you know, defense based on what our guys can do. So I'm going to put him in the best possible position to make plays, and I feel real good about where Oren and Emmanuel are right now.
Your offensive line was the most improved unit last year. Are you pretty confident that this younger unit is going to keep up and be as aggressive?
They've got no choice but to keep up. You know, what's happening right now is that they're going through the process of replacing, you know, Will Holden, you know, I mean, looking at, you know, I mean, where Barry Gallagher is. Those guys were experienced guys. Now, when you look at it, you know, Justin School, okay, I mean, is our most veteran player, and I remember when he was just, you know, like really just you know, like coming off the baby's milk a couple of years ago. So now, man, he's grown up, and I've got a bunch of, you know, young guys like Ian Pfeiffer. You know, I mean, I'm looking at, you know, Jared Sothers, and just trying to figure out, you know, I mean, where he is right now in terms of the process, because he's back. You got Bailey Grenier going through the process and really working, you know, through it. We've got guys. Those guys are just switching in and out. Cam's doing a great job of trying to see who's inside, who's outside. He's just trying to figure out his best seven. So that's going to be a whole camp process. That's not a 1 week, 1 day, or 2 week process. So we're going to let the process take its course, and we'll find out what this team looks like when we line up versus MTSU.
I'm going to ask Sean Alwayman more about his transition to Hawaii to Tennessee. Is that something that you talk to those guys, the Polynesian guys, about what the transition's like, the adjustment to Tennessee?
Well, you know, since the poly culture was starting to grow, I think Marcus Mariota has made it, you know, really easy for parents to understand that, the transition can be made. Nephi was the first on our squad to make the transition. I think anytime you have one and then two comes in, it starts to get easier. So for Sean, it was easy. Those guys love each other, but you have to understand the Polynesian culture. It's all about family. It's all about making sure that they feel comfortable. And I think with our football team, we really surrounded him with good players, who are good people. And I think anytime you do that, it's easy to get comfortable. So now he sees all these guys as family, and it's no different than being on the rock. So right now, he's extremely comfortable, and he's making, really right now, like Josiah and some of these other guys that we have, Jonah coming in, feel real comfortable about their transition. And that's what we should do. It's always family.
Derek, 5 days into practice, can he make any real sweeping conclusions about anything? And if so, what have you observed that's kind of a takeaway or two for you?
We're not ready for game one yet, okay, is what I'm looking at. And I think this football team's getting better every day. So in terms of, the guys coming into this camp, my juniors and seniors, they are who I thought they were. They haven't disappointed me one bit. The culture here is strong, but again, it's about the work that's done from when you open camp until that last day before you have a chance to hit the field. So we're gonna grab every bit that we can. It's all about the 1% right now. I said that in my first press conference, and I'm just trying to win days. Let's get it.
Compared to this time last year, it seems like fewer bodies on the sideline in red jerseys. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I think we took a different approach, in the camp. We started with a different direction in terms of field position and what we were going to do to limit the running for these guys and get good work in. I thought we accomplished that 5 days in. It looks like a fast team. Last year, we looked a little slow after 3 days just because, we sort of ran them in the dirt. So, I think this 2017 team came into camp in shape, and my job is to make sure I can get them to the starting line. Thank you.
Thanks, Mace.
You got it.
Coach.